Asparagus is one of my favourite vegetables, and the way I'm going to prepare it today is to wrap it in some Parma ham and roast it in olive oil. It's a fantastic way of eating asparagus, and I'm going to serve with it a lemon butter sauce. Now, I've got the ingredients here, very, very simple. I've got some beautiful seasonal asparagus, I've got some Parma ham ready to wrap the asparagus in, and we've got some butter sauce, which I made earlier on, and some lemon to flavour the butter sauce. Now, what we're going to do first is prepare the asparagus. So if I just move the ham over there. This is really beautiful asparagus. You can always tell fresh asparagus because it breaks very easily with a nice clean break. What we're going to do to prepare it is just take off some of these little fibrous points around the sides. As the asparagus grows, it produces these points, and as it grows up, it leaves those points there as it forms new ones to grow up. And what eventually happens is ferns grow out of the top, but we actually harvest it before the ferns come. So we'll just remove a few of those like that. All of these end pieces can be used for soups, stocks, sauces, whatever you like. Purees. There, once these are removed, put those down there for a moment. Just get all this off the board. Now, next thing we're going to do is wrap them in the ham. Now, I would recommend buying ham that's already sliced and is separated by these little dividers here, because it does make the next part of the job much, much easier if you can just remove the ham like that rather than having to slice it yourself. Now, if I put that there so you can see, is we'll just lay the asparagus on the ham like that there, and then literally just roll it nice and tightly in the Parma ham. Now, you don't have to use Parma ham, you could use any sort of prosciutto, Serrano ham, San Daniele, any of those hams would be absolutely fine. Just wrap it around like that, and we'll do a second one. If you let the ham get too warm, it'll start to get very, very greasy as the fat in the ham starts to melt. So it's a good tip to do this straight from the fridge. There we are, that in there, and just roll it around. There we go. Right, final piece. Just remove it from the divider there. If you get a loose piece, just take that off. And then wrap it around. And what that's going to do is allow us to roast the asparagus in a pan, get a really lovely colour on it. I'm just going to trim these so that they're nice and even sized before they go in. There we go. Right, we can get our pan on. Into the pan, we're going to use some olive oil. And the reason for that is because it just fits in with the dish. We need a nice rich oil. So once that oil is fairly hot, pop the asparagus in, and immediately you can hear it start to fizz away. Now, as it's cooking, what we need to do is just very carefully turn these pieces of asparagus around. Hopefully you can see now that one, the ham is tightening up on the asparagus and holding it all together, but it's also taking on this beautiful crisp colour here. Lovely caramelisation, and the asparagus also is going just very slightly brown on the edges, which is great. That really adds to the flavour of the asparagus. Asparagus has flavour molecules that dissolve in water. So when you boil asparagus, you lose a great percentage of the water. And if you need any convincing of that, boil asparagus and taste the water. It'll always taste of asparagus. So by pan frying it, what you're doing is minimising the amount of juices that are coming out of the asparagus, so you're maintaining the full flavour of it. Now, the ham has got a beautiful roasted outside to it. There is a slight bit of colour on the asparagus. If you just give the asparagus a squeeze in the coarsest part of the asparagus, down here on the stalk, that is cooked absolutely beautifully. So what we'll do is we'll turn that pan off, we'll finish the sauce and serve it up. Now, the sauce is a butter sauce, which is here, and what we're going to do is we're going to add lemon juice to the butter sauce, which will complement the asparagus perfectly. Make sure there's no pips in it. Give that a squeeze. There we are. Need a plate. them on the plate like this. There we go. And just add a little bit of lemon butter sauce. You can always serve more on the side, so don't add too much at this stage. We'll just put a little bit there, like that. Maybe a bit around the edge. And that is beautiful. Parma ham, asparagus, lemon, beautiful butter sauce. When the great chefs talk about simplicity and combination of ingredients, I guarantee it, that's what they're talking about.